Hey everybody, we'll talk a little bit about food on the trail. So I've been doing this backpacking streak for 7.5 years now, and up until just this past January of 2023, I've been of the old school on backpacking food. Mountain house meals, lots of nuts and lots of sugar, I should say. M&M peanut candies, candy bars, payday bars, a lot of Cliff bars and Go Macro bars, and on and on and on. And thought I was eating somewhat healthy, but around January this year, my wife and I decided to give the keto diet a try. And I was very skeptical that I could keep up my energy without feeding my body sugar. Been a long distance endurance athlete, a cyclist, doing 100-mile bike rides, and I'm always stuffing myself with power bars and goos and everything, instant sugar energy. So in January this year, when I went on my January hike, I brought along just keto food. And it was the first test. It was a relatively short hike, so didn't get a big test on that one, or February. But in March, my brother and I did a 9-day, 81-mile partial of the San Diego Trans-County Trail. So I was eating keto food for 9 days, and been on the diet for 2.5 months or so at that time. And found out it was true. I never felt like I was bonking or hitting the wall. We had one day with almost 4,000 feet of climbing, and I just breezed right up it. My body had converted over to burning fat for fuel, which is what they said would happen, and I didn't need sugar. So it's been 8 months now, almost 9, and I haven't had any sugar. Still on the keto diet, eating really healthy, but no sugar, no processed foods, and basically no carbohydrates. I don't have any trouble finding good food to eat, so that hasn't been a problem, and I'm not hungry and things like that. So that's the update on the keto diet. And for this little video here, I'm going to show just a quick meal prep before I left the house for cold soaking, where you put your freeze-dried or dehydrated food in a little container of any kind of container that's sealed, have a good tight lid, and throw some water in there, and you basically hike all day, and your food rehydrates, so you don't have to do that when you get to camp, and also saves a lot of fuel not having to heat up a lot of water to rehydrate your food. So when I got to camp, all I had to do was warm it up and eat it. It was a great dinner. And so this is just an update and a little peek at how I prepare this particular meal and then have it on the trail. All right, hope you enjoy it. So this is my spreadsheet for my backpacking food, and this is where I buy it. This is kind of just a way to sort the type of food it is. And over here is the actual food. These are all my options for taking on backpacking trips. When I find new ones, I add them. If I find something I'm not going to use, I'll delete it. And then the serving size, serving quantity, how much one serving weighs. Hidden over here, I'll move the scroll bar here. You can see these headings up here. As I scroll over, you got fat, all the different types of fat, cholesterol, sodium, total carbs, fiber, sugar, alcohol, allulose, erythritol, net carbs, protein, calories. Okay, I usually leave those all hidden. So what I do here is I look at my menu and I go, okay, for lunch, I'll put a 1 here in this column if I'm going to have it for that meal. So I'll have a keto bar, some electrolyte, some peanut butter, blah, blah, blah. And then for dinner, I'll have another keto bar, and then just the cheese bar, and some more electrolyte, and ground beef, and blah blah blah. Now what this does, when I put a 1 here, it automatically adds up the fat, carbs, protein, and calories, and they're recorded up here. The daily target is what I'm shooting for. The daily total is what I've selected down here in the pink. And then over here in this corner, I've got total food weight in ounces for 1 day of food. And this is pounds for 1 day of food. So 1 pound, 1.07 pounds. And then in this box right here, I'll enter the number of days of my trip, and this tells me the total weight of all my food for that number of days for that trip. Alright, don't want to bore you with this too much, so that's that. Alright, so real quick we'll take a look at my lunch on this August 2023 trip, and I'll show you each course that I had for my lunch. Okay, here we go. Well, the first course is keto bar. This thing's like eating a brownie. Pretty tasty. This is the next course. Nice salmon. And I left my spoon packed way in the bottom of my backpack, so I'm gonna have to try to eat this with a pocket knife and scooping it up carefully. I managed to eat that albacore with no problem. Didn't cut myself. And next course, a couple of these little beef sticks, grass-fed beef sticks. They're not very big, but they hit the spot. All right, we got some dessert. Peanut butter cup here. Some peanut butter and some chocolate. Mix those together. Tasty dessert. All right, and now we'll take a look at the meal prep for dinner that I did before I left the house, and then you'll see the final product. All right, here we go. So for my dinner this trip, I had a vacuum bag frozen in the freezer of Mountain House hamburger meat, ground beef, and I just cut that open, poured that in here. This is my cold soak cup. And I got these just the cheese. They got 3 different flavors. This one's the jalapeno. I don't even think I've tried this yet. These are little cheese crackers, sort of, kind of, and just crush them as best you can. And then I'm gonna pour that in there. And I have this last bag of this broccoli I got as a gift. It's really good. A little on the pricey side, so I usually dehydrate my own. But this is gonna go in there also. So let me open these and then I'll get it back. Okay, so in goes our cheese. And some broccoli. I don't know if this is all gonna fit. Gotta leave some room for expansion. Pull that bad boy out of there. That's almost enough left for another meal. That'll do it. And I'll fill that up almost to the top with some good water. And that will be soaking as we hike along. All right. Okay, so that's filled up almost to the top. All that water will be absorbed by all the food, so the water will go away, but the food will expand a little bit. So here we go. There it is. All cold soaked. Getting ready to warm it up. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and gives you a little idea of how to cook a meal on trail, or actually warm it up and prepare it beforehand. Saves a little time and fuel. So if you have any questions about keto, backpacking, anything like that, please put them in the comments below. I like to talk about it. And go over different ideas. So thanks again. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All right.